Your friend recently bought a well known retail chain named Akshaya Sweets that underwent massive restructuring. They are into production of milk based confections and fried snacks. Within 2 years of the takeover, he saw a decline in customer lifetime value. He therefore surveyed his customers to know how they perceive the brand. During the survey, he discovered that consumers found several of the products to be tasting soapy and bitter. To figure out if the stimuli were external or internal, he gave a random test to his employees involved in handling these products. The results of the test suggested that many employees lacked a thorough understanding of science behind oils and fats. So he has come to you with a request to solve the case and train his employees. Let's take a look at this case. The problem setting here is that fried snacks and milk based sweets tasted soapy and bitter. Akshaya Sweets is into production of milk-based confections and fried snacks, both of which are fat-rich. Such products, they have a tendency to undergo a phenomena called as lipolysis in presence of water. Lipolysis is accelerated in presence of enzyme lipase. So what happens? In presence of lipase, the phosphodiester bond of triacyl glycerol molecule is broken down to yield free fatty acids, represented here by fatty acid 1 and fatty acid 2, and a partial glyceride, wherein you have one of the fatty acids still attached to the glycerol backbone. In some products like milk based sweets, this process is undesirable as a short chain fatty acid yielding butyric taste is not well perceived by consumers. In few other products like cheese, lipolysis is induced to enable flavor generation, but only if the concentration of free fatty acid is low. Lipolysis is also an issue with the second category of products dealt by Akshaya Sweets, namely fried snacks. So, what happens in this case? Oil used for frying is subjected to a very high processing temperature. So, lipolysis may be triggered due to activation of heat stable lipases, resulting in generation of free fatty acid. And what is the problem with this free fatty acid? They are cytotoxic in nature. That's why, if you see, it's advisable not to reuse oil again and again for frying. Why? Because the concentration of free fatty acid will be higher in oil that is reused again and again. Lipase is an unstable enzyme that may become activated either during processing or storage. We have seen that several factors like high temperatures, presence of water, mechanical damage, all can trigger the activity of lipase. Lipase has an optimum activity at pH of 6 to 9, and the temperature range for activity is around 37 degrees Celsius. It has specificity for fatty acids present in SN1 and SN3 positions. So here in this case, it is fatty acid 1 and fatty acid 3. We have two main sources of lipase. One is endogenous source, which is present normally in milk. It is present in form of lipoprotein lipase attached to casein micelles. Such lipases can be inactivated by pasteurization treatment. In milk, lipase is mainly secretion of mammary gland of the cow. Microbial lipase, these are usually heat-resistant lipases which are produced by psychotrophic bacteria that are capable of growing at low temperatures during storage. It cannot be inactivated by pasteurization or UHT treatment. If we talk about UHT products, the main issue with UHT product is that they are susceptible to enzymatic spoilage during storage. The acidity in this case manifests itself as soapy, astringent, and bitter notes in the product. So there are several reasons why we want to prevent rancidity in food products. First and foremost, negative brand perception. So once you start selling rancid food products, consumers may perceive that your brand is only dealing with rancid foods. So they may switch from your brand to competitors' brand, which happened in case of Akshaya Sweets. That's why there was a reduction in customer lifetime value. The second most important reason for preventing rancidity is that free fatty acid generation. Free fatty acid, it is cytotoxic in nature, and that's why you don't want it to be present in your food. Apart from that, there is reduction in smoke point of oil used for frying. The oxidative stability of oil is not great. And then you have increased foaming of oil that is used again and again due to rancidity. So, what are some of the mitigation strategies that are in place? Firstly, adequate heat treatment should be carried out for products like milk, as we have seen that endogenous enzymes that are present in milk can be inactivated by pasteurization treatment. Second, control of environmental conditions during storage, as slight change in temperature or relative humidity of the environment can have an important consequence. It can trigger lipolysis. Third, avoid reuse of oil wherever possible. And if it is not possible, then it is better to make use of absorbents to absorb these free fatty acids. Thank you for staying with me through the video. In case you have any queries, please feel free to put them in the comment section and I'll get back at the earliest.